Hello everyone, I'm Damini, your host for today, and today I have with me a very young professional, Mr. Ankit Singh, who's the Associate of Dispute Resolution and Litigation at Rub and Rub Associates. So thank you so much, Ankit, for accepting my invitation on a very short notice, and you actually agreed to spare your time with me.
Hi, thanks. Hi,
Thank you,
and thank you for having me.
thank you
Right,
so much.
thank you for
So
having me.
without taking your much time, so would you mind sharing your law school journey with us?
Right. See, for me, law school is a total roller coaster ride. I have so much to discuss, right, from the very first day and how I am over here. So I'll be taking an opportunity to name those individuals who helped me to reach at this place, right? So at the very first day when I passed from 12th, so I have my friend is one of my friend Raghav, right? He told me, yeah, do litigation, right? Litigation is a thing because he was doing CLAT. He was preparing from CLAT and he was 1 year senior to me. So he said, do litigation in life. I said, but how? Well, I don't know, but how you become a lawyer, like how you do laws and any of that kind of a sort. So he technically he introduced me to that particular system. He told me there is concept called CLAT. That's I call it a concept because it was a totally new thing for me. I was from a commerce background, so I've heard a lot of hue and cry about the CLAT those years. So he told me you need to prepare for CLAT, then you will need to appear, right? Then you will have your selected law school, and then you go over there. Like okay, fine, I'll do it. Just because my friend told me do it, so I did it. Right? That's how it is. How it started. Then I gave few exam. Then I entered in UPS. Right? And all thanks to my college. Right? I survived 5 years. I'll tell I survived. Right? Because and why I call it I survive because law school is not a easy journey. It's never an easy journey. Right? It had me like it had a best of me and it had a worst of me. Right? I started I think in June or July, like of 2015. I came for the first time in my life. I came to Dehradun. Like, it's a very beautiful city. So I like, okay, I'll chill over there. Right. And to be very frank, I was never into grades. Right. I only focus for the passing marks. I'll pass. I'll have fun in my law school because my father, he's a engineer by profession. He told me very basic fact, and I called it a engineer's perspective. He told me, बेटा, okay, I'll say it in Hindi. बेटा वो अलमारी क्या जिसमें रैक ना हो और वो डिग्री क्या जिसमें बैक ना हो, right? So okay, so I was very okay. My dad is saying so that's fine, right? So I have no worries in my life. So okay, I'll go and I'll chill. I'll study. Like I'll take it as a course. I'll do it. And that was my perspective in those first semester. I think I in that particular first semester. I came to Dehradun. I made new friends. Like I chill. I bunked classes. Right. But I got a back in maths. Right. We had a maths as a subject because I was a TCOM and LLB taxation laws. Right. When I got back in maths, so I realized what my father said. But but I don't know. It's a good thing or a bad thing. I felt very bad. Yeah, I got back. I
You
I should
should
have just
feel bad. Everyone should feel bad.
right. So okay, so I got a back in maths, and frankly, and I decided on that particular day, okay, boss, this is my last back. I'm not I'm not having this again. It's worst. Like it's worse. All your friends. Obviously, it was a batch of I think 120 students, and I think 90 all out of all those 120 students, 98 got back in maths. Right. Because maths was a very because I had commerce with Hindi in my 12th, right? So I left maths in my 10th, and that too on the verge. So okay, so I'm not getting it back. So okay, then my second started. Though there was we had novice moot court competition. Like for the first years, they do in our school. There's a concept of first year moots, right? Where all the first years participate, right? So we did take part in it. So there I met two of my friends, Samrid and Sayak, right? We are still in touch. We are good friends now. Now it's they are both are litigating. One is litigating and one is into tax with a good firm. I'll not name the firms, right? So we formed a team, then we participated in that particular moot, and I don't know how, but we won that moot. On that particular note, I realized, okay, boss, this is the thing. You may call it a high of that thing, right? But I was very particular on that ground, like, okay, this is not the end. I want to do it. I want to do this. Then I decided to do moots, and sooner or later I realized that moot is not a one thing. Like moot develops you and develops your perspective, I would say. It gives you an overall arc over every other thing. That you have a multiple horizons and you have a multiple dimensions towards things. You see things differently, you pursue things differently, right? And you understand things in a very different manner. Okay, this can you obviously once you do a moot, no, once you do a moot and you when you are into mooting, you will question everything. You will question every other thing. So I went this road with my friends. Okay, we after that I left their team for once. Then we reunited back, and then we did moot for like 3-4 years together. And I think for 5 years we did moot. Right? Obviously, well, Sayak left mooting in his 4th year for no, I don't know for what reason, but we all did moot. Obviously, we changed our team later on, but we did. And with respect to attendance and how we manage class and every other thing, that's a totally different story. And all thanks to my friend, right? And one of my friend, Akansha, she was the one in our group. She also was prepare notes, right? Okay, we are busy doing something. We are out for mooting or we are doing something. So she was very peculiar about her notes, her grades. So we had a very comfortable thing. Okay, I'll study from your notes. We had that kind of a deal. You prepare note, I'll study from your notes. So okay, I don't know. So I don't encourage this kind of a thing, but yeah, that's what we do in law school, right? So, we pass semester by that one, and obviously when you do moot, you develop a reading habit as well. So even if you are even if you have like a week before exam or a month before exam, you just understand the concept and you apply such kind of concept. And because we have a practical applications, we have an exam. There is an element of practical as well. So there's a practical based question answers. So that worked for us in that particular manner because it covers a substantial portion of marks. So that's how we pass exam, right? And for internships during law school, so one of my senior, Mr. Pranjal, who told us, who told us one thing, right? You should always do two type of internships. One, do a fixed internship that you will always go to that firm once a year or twice a year, and do one internship for changing. Like you change that for example. Okay, one semester I did over here, and the other semester I'll do over here there, and third semester I'll do over there. So it will show that okay, you are adaptable to change, and that at the very moment you are also good at holding things as well. Like you can be a person who has no problem in adapting things. Okay, you are changing your office culture, you are good with that, and also you are sticking with one particular firm and you're continuously working with them. That shows your dedication towards one particular thing. And obviously whatever I'm saying, it's totally my opinion, right? But how I feel things. And then I did one internship in one firm for research. I'll not name. Like there's a good publication house who has a good platform of research and database. So I worked over there. And to be frankly speaking, I learned how to research from that particular organization. Right? They had a schedule of 10 to 6 with no mobile phones. Right? 10 to 6, you will sit on a desk, you will work for them, right? And you are surrounded by books from everywhere. Like there are judgments being getting uploaded, there books being written, there books getting published. So from 10 to 6, you are in a totally different world. And after 6, okay, boss, now I'm going home. Right. Then in my second year, I applied for internship in Rub & Associates, where I'm currently working. I had no clue, and there's a very funny story. that why I applied on the firm, and I hope that they forgive me for this. So I heard about the firm that their partners, like their partners come to judge our moot court competition because the firm is Dehradun based, right? The firm is Dehradun, firm is based in Dehradun, or we have a college in Dehradun. So whenever they come to college, everyone moves to their room because they used to grill student. Like I don't know whether it's a good thing or bad thing. Right? Because their line of questioning is very different. Right. So I thought, okay, boss, I'll apply. I'll apply over there. So I apply, and luckily I got selected. So when I walked in the very first day, right, in that particular firm, so I realized that this is a firm culture, boss. There is something different, right? And there, on the very first day, the firm's managing partner asked me to research a case law on a family matter, right? Like, okay, boss, I know research, that's one thing. But applying that particular research in a particular case, in a particular manner, is totally a different ballgame. Because in case laws, in particular matters, the application of such case laws are very different. You see, you can find the case law is one thing, but how you will apply that particular case law, that's a totally different story, right? So I managed it somehow. I passed my day. I passed my that particular day over there. But somehow I got a message as that partner appreciated the fact that I found the exactly same case law which he wanted for that matter. So that's where things began for me, right? And after that, I was shifted to the criminal litigation team. So I worked with them. I briefed I worked with senior counsel. So he was very much, and I would say that I'll not name. Okay, so I'll name it that his father of Mr. Rupp, that A Rupp, like he's a designated senior in the firm. He's designated senior in the High Court of Uttarakhand, right? So he's a larger than life person. I'd say he's larger than life. He told me he one day in his office we were sitting with my friends. We all co-interns were sitting over there. So he asked me whether you want to have a coffee or a tea, right? So I said, "चलो कुछ भी चलेगा," right? So he said, "कुछ भी क्या होता है? You should always have a choice whether you want tea or you want coffee. कुछ भी चलेगा तो life नहीं चलती." I didn't realize that particular message then and there, but down the line, after 2 3 years, I realized that that's a very strong message which he gave us. He taught us that you are not bound by one thing. You always have two options, and it's your call in which particular direction you want to go. Right. So that's how I started working over there. Right. So okay, I realized this is the firm where things are good. They are giving me first-hand experience over case files. They are handing me their case files. In our firm, we have a practice that even if you are an intern, we'll give you a file, right? You work on that file, then we will see what needs to be done. Because we want to get your perspective as well, right? Because even if you are a law student, but you'll have some perspective. And our partner, Mr. Ajar, is of the opinion that if you would know everything, why you would have come to us? You are with us to learn things, right? So learn with us. We don't expect you to know everything because that's not how things are. You are here to learn, and we'll teach you whatever we can, right? So that's how I figured out. I had a law school where I struggled for mark. I got my back in very first sem. Then I bounced back, right? Then obviously, when you are a teenager, you have your one phase heartbreaks and every other thing, right? Okay, so keeping that aside, this is my work life would be, and I want to work with that particular firm because I am getting something, right? Every day I'm encountering new things. So I started working with them. as an intern. I worked for quite some time. Then obviously, then I had my college. I have moods and all. I participated in those. So I got a call back from firm that okay, we'd love to have you back. Then I joined again in January, right? And again I have a story. I have a story for everything, right? Today I have a story for everything. And I'm sorry if I'm boring you, right? But I have a story for everything. So on the 1st of January, I recollect very clearly. On first, sir told me to join office on January, but he didn't mention the date. So I took full advantage of it. On the 1st of January, I texted him, sir, Happy New Year, right? He replied, same to you. And the next message was, weren't you supposed to join today? Right. He's a partner of a firm, and he recollected, okay, I told you to join in January, but that was supposed to be 1st of January. So I told him, sorry, sir, I'm in home. I'll join from 8th when I come back to Dehradun. So he said, okay, no problem. That's fine. Right. Then I realized, okay, boss, things are never to be taken lightly. Right. No matter what you are and what you are doing, but you should always be cautious. Right. Obviously, I didn't intend to do, but obviously I didn't, because I was a small kid, right? I didn't even know how to react to these things, what a callback is, right? And okay, so if you told me that okay in January I have to come, so okay, I'll apply. Okay, I'll come from this January to that January.
Yeah, I think this is similar to the position of an intern, like who's given a work to actually submit it by the end of the day. But the associate didn't mention the time. So what happens is you actually try to send it by, the max 11 p.m. or something, but you get a text like, where is your work? You say that, okay, sir, I'll send it to you by end of the day. End of the day doesn't mean that you need to send it by late night, right?
Right.
I think this is something which is similar to your case as well, because this happens with me. Whenever the associate is given me a work to submit it by the end of the day, I also try to take full advantage of it. But the associate texts me, right? Where's your work? I was like, sir, by the end of the day. He says that end of the day doesn't mean that you have to send it by 11 p.m. or 1 a.m. So just send it to me by 8 p.m. or 7 p.m. So, the story is similar. Like you actually did something because you were in your initial years of law school, and no offenses like what you did, like viewers are watching this video, sir is actually saying something on a very lighter note.
Yeah, obviously, things I faced, right? I didn't knew. See, I'll come to that. At that particular time, I didn't knew what professionalism is, right? Because I just came from class 12, right? I just did my first year. I had no idea. And obviously, being from a very the first gen lawyer, you are not prone to such kind of things, right? There is no one. There's only a senior. When you go to them, they'll tell you something. So these kind of mistakes you do, right? And I'm telling you not to do such kind of mistakes, right? Obviously, but my seniors were very kind to me, who rather than bashing me, you should have done this or done that, they took time, and then they made me understand, okay, this is how you should do things, right? So okay, when I joined the office, so I asked Mr. Ajhar to uh, just, sir, I'm doing this particular mode, right? Could you please coach me? Could you please be kind enough to coach me for that? He said, okay, I'll coach you for that. So I was very happy again. So I remember the day on 23rd of January. I'm not recollecting the year. On 23rd of January, Mr. Rav was approached by that particular college to draft a moot proposition of that particular moot, right? From which I was preparing. I asked him to coach me. So he said, look, boss, now I can't do that, right? Now I can't do that because I'll be drafting the problem. So okay, so fine. What else can you do? What else can you say, right? From there, I started the journey of arbitration, because that was an arbitration moot I wanted to do. I prepared for that particular moot, and sooner or later, by doing that moot, I realized that arbitration is more than a subject. Right? You need to understand it, right? And obviously, that was a very prestigious moot, right? So okay, so that was an LSTIA, right? So it's a very prestigious moot in India. and across Asia, I would say. So obviously the quality, the level of that particular mood is also very high. So obviously we did our best. Like we prepared like anything. Like we missed classes. Like we sit for hours. Like on a stretch of days. Like we had our exam. Okay, we after giving our exam, we used to prepare for the mood. That kind of a dedication we did. But we obviously we couldn't make it. We obviously the result was not that good. So I was very dejected at that particular moment. So again, I met Mr. Rab over there because he was judging the rounds. So he told me, this is part and parcel of the life. This is not the end. Right? You are here, you learn things. That was matter the most. But I said that this is a cliche, right? That okay, I lost the mood, and obviously people should say, okay, you are here to learn and every other thing, all sort of stuff. But she said, no, that's not a cliche. That's actually a part of life. Sometimes you do things for learning. Results are obviously totally different thing. You prepared for all those 6 months, right? Like any other team. Your team presented argument like any other team. Obviously, some other difference would have been there, but you prepared, right? You argued, you fought till the last moment. I mean, results are different. Result is different, but that does not matter. What matters is you have prepared yourself for far bigger things now. Now you know how it feels कि ये नहीं हो रहा है या ये नहीं हुआ, ठीक है? But the matter उसके बाद तुम क्या करोगे? Right. So that's how my law school has been altogether. It's all to all of mood, friendships, right? Class bunks. I did everything. I'd not say I was a very focused man on grades. Like, no, I was not, to be very frank. I did everything, right? I spent time with my friends. We bunked, we partied, we respected our teachers. We wrote papers. We submitted our projects. Like I had a very package full of like kind of a law school, and I
Okay.
enjoyed it with no regrets.
So that was about your law school journey. But like you said, you did internships as well. But right now the trend is such that networking is very important, right? So sometimes you get internships because of the networks you have in that firm, or the sort of connections you have with the associates, senior associates, or even the partners. So would you like to tell me, like, how did you manage to get internships during your law school?
Yeah. I'll tell it. Like okay, so I don't know whether it will work for everyone or not, but it worked for me, right? So again, we'll get one step back and then we'll move ahead, right? So you were there with me with the story of the 1st of January. I said Happy New Year, sir, right? And he said me that you weren't supposed to join today. So till that point of time, I applied to every places for internships. I used to apply everywhere, right? But I realized that I'm doing at least I think I'm doing something wrong somewhere. Right? Yeah, I'm in a law school. I'm in second year, third year law school. What do you expect from me in my CV? Right? Till that time, I was not introduced to the thing of CV building, how you build your CV, right? I did mood, I did fairly well in my academics, but everyone else is doing same thing. If I'm getting a 7 pointer, so there is someone in my batchmate who all are getting 9 pointers. If I'm doing one mood, there are other people who are doing XYZ moods, right? If I'm writing one paper, there are other people are also writing paper, right? So I understand this is not a game where things will come in your plate easily. You have to try harder, right? And I tell you from where things come in. See, whenever you work in a firm, right? Whenever you even in a small firm or in a big firm or in any of the firm, I'd say in a chamber or with honorable judges, you work with anyone. Understand one thing: do you work in a manner that it is ready to be sent to the client directly, right? We are not expecting the firm is not expecting Well, obviously, I can only tell about our firm. I cannot say about other, right? So obviously, the firm is also not expecting you to give 100% correct thing, right? Obviously, you are in a second year law school or in a third year law school, and as my partner told me that what we see in you people is your dedication, whether you are a person, fun person to work with or not, right? We know that you don't know this particular work, but we'll teach you that. But the matter is how how with utmost dedication you do that work, right? Did you tried hard enough to do that work, or you just told me, okay, I'm not getting any case law on this, right? So you should understand, firm is from intern's perspective, firm is not looking for perfection. Firm is looking for the dedication, your hard work, your sincerity towards that particular given work, right? Whether you tried your best or not, whether you gave your best shot or not. If you have given your best shot, if you're consistent with your work, firm is watching you, right? Associate is watching you, senior associate is watching you, your partners are watching you. That's the reason why I got my very first recommendation from the firm I was working in. And okay, I can say in front of everyone that Mr. Ajay recommended me to work. He recommended me to work in Karanjawala. Some his friends were there, right? He recommended my CV. That's why I landed an internship with the firm. Right? You might say that this is because of connection. This is because of Jack, but we call it. But I'd say this is not because of Jack. This is because of the work I did in one particular firm, which helped me to get over there. Right? Obviously, when you are coming from a first gen lawyer, you don't know anyone in this particular field. Or yeah, this is very similar in any of the field, not in our profession only, right? So when you are coming from that background, if somebody recognizes your potential, and if somebody help you to reach to one particular place, right? That's not a jack, you call it, right? You have earned that particular thing, right? And obviously, the person who is recommending you have seen something, right? He or she wants to help you to reach somewhere, right? That's how I landed up my first internship in a tier one litigation firm. Then Mr. Rab also recommended me in my fifth year. He recommended me to the AZB. One of his friend who is who is very kind to get me internship over there. Right. I come from a non-law background. I had zero connection. Right. I had no one sitting on that particular firm. I worked with someone with utmost dedication, utmost sincerity, right? I did work, so he helped me. He did a favor for me, right? I obviously I'd be sending n number of CVs to n number of places, but all of what I'm getting rejection means, right? And I tell you very frankly, right? Like if and I'll tell you that you people consider that firms are rejecting their CV. I'll tell you that this can be one part of the story. Suppose I have a firm, like for example, if I have a firm, I have capacity of 30 internships, 30 interns, and if I'm getting 100 plus internships application, you tell me how I can accommodate you. How can I provide you infrastructure to work? And on top of that, how can I spend time with you and teach you XYZ things? Right? Because internships are not for the namesake. Right? People consider firms that okay, firms only take people from Jack or people from connections. That's not entirely correct. Yeah, understand one thing. There are hundreds of law schools currently, right? And there are thousands of people graduating every year. On top of that, those 1,000, 5,000 people are seeking internship at the very same time. You tell me in July or August, where every other law school have a summer break, how many firms do we have? 100 law firms, 200 law firms, right? Now consider average how much law schools do we have? 1,000 law schools. So understand the ratio. The ratio is uncanny, right? You cannot be there. It's not that they are rejecting you. That's not the case. Right? You understand the practical difficulty behind it. Obviously, you can say that okay, someone is helping it, someone is getting over there. But this can also be the story. Because when firm really want to teach you something, and obviously due to such influx, there are huge amount of people applying, right? So obviously some things there has to be some line, right? Okay, from who of all 50 people we are having, or whoever to whom we are giving internships, right? XYZ things. And when you talk about internships, people are students, generally students, but I feel are students are leaving district courts in their own district and running towards metropolitan, right? So it's whose mistake is this? You have a ready referencer internship in your hometown. At least go there, like see the process for once, learn things, develop your skills. Then you should make a move.
Exactly. You pointed out it very well that, you need to do something so that the person can recommend you over somewhere, right? If you don't know anyone, if you have not worked with that person, how can you think that the other person is going to recommend you to the other firm? Because networking doesn't mean that if you know someone, if, for example, talking about LinkedIn, if the person is in the connection list of yours, does not mean that the person is going to help you to get an internship. At least just ask for a favor of just being a co-author, or just try to do something to with that person so that he actually tries to get you. Because the time I start knowing about you, your work, like how do you proceed with the work, then there's a scope of actually recommending you. Apart from if you're just saying that just okay, just recommend me to the other firm, this is my CV, this doesn't work. Because if you don't know me, why will you even bother to talk to me? And why will you even recommend it to me, right? So this is the case, and you actually rightly pointed out that you worked with Mr. Rao. You got recommendation because of the work you did, because of the quality work you did. He liked your work, and consequently he recommended you. So this is how
And
the process should go on, right?
yeah, and I'm not saying that this is the formula, and now I'm
Yeah,
not promoting the
exactly.
idea that
This is
you
just
should
one sort of example.
incident. This is
Yeah,
one example of
exactly.
what I'd say. This is not the thing where now people go and work with someone and say, okay, boss, he said this thing in interview, now you should recommend.
No,
That's not the
no,
case, right?
no offenses for that. See, networking can take place in any manner. This is just an example of like what's happened with you because we are interviewing you. So I think till now we had a very serious conversation. So let's just move on to the more informal part of this conversation. Now we're gonna play some rapid fire. I'll ask you some questions and quickly you have to answer them. So shall I start?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So you need to tell me as to what percentage of attendance you had in your college.
Yeah, I had more. I think more than 75% every time. I manage a 75% attendance.
Great. So, was there any professor in your college who taught you like something very extraordinary beyond law?
Yeah. Many. I'll take the opportunity of taking name of few. Right.
Okay.
I think every professor is great. Right. There was one Mr. Rakesh Singh. Right. I think when I was in fourth year, he was in our college. Right. So he taught us arbitration that semester. So when I was making a move towards litigation, so he taught me very important lesson. कि Ankit, whenever you leave home for office, and I'd say in Hindi that thing, भर पेट खाना खा के जाना, क्योंकि दिन भर खाना मिले ना मिले इसकी कोई गारंटी नहीं है, राइट? और जो चीज जितने में मिले उतने में खा लेना, with reference to the cases you will get when you litigate. It's not you'll chase money कि ये I'm getting very less money in this particular case, so I'll obviously not work that hard or something. So he said कि जो जितने में मिले उतने में खाना, right? With respect to cases which we'll get in initially of a litigation. So it was a very fruitful lesson. And I have then Miss Shruti Reddy, right? Mrs. Shruti Reddy, ma'am. So she taught us company law, right? So I tell you, uh, she was, and I from her I realized the importance of hard work and dedication. I think she is the epitome of hard work, dedication, patience, and sincerity. I learned it from her, right? Then we have Mr. Ashutosh sir, Ashutosh Tripathi sir, Mr. Ashutosh Tripathi sir. So he taught us interpretation of statutes, right? He he was very particular about the fact, right? Like even in your, he made me realize that just because you are in the fourth year, right, it does not mean you know law, right? It's just not, law is not something you pass from first year to second year and you forget what you learned in first year. It's all changed. When you read consti, right, when you read contract, that should be changed with other laws. So he taught me that little thing. That's what the importance of this particular chain, right? Then obviously, Mr. Ajar also taught me two subjects: arbitration in the course which he took, and we had one. Obviously, I'll say that I learned arbitration because of him, right? Because I wanted to work with him. That's why I learned arbitration. He's that kind of a person, right? So these were my professors from who I learned immense amount of things, and with
I
no
think the
prejudice
list
and
is
no
endless.
very, very, very.
Okay. So you need to tell me the worst experience of yours.
Worst. Yeah, my back. I got a back in
Okay.
the first year there. That was very worst for me, right? And okay. So we prepared for one mood, right, for like 6 to 7 years, 30 IM mood. And when we lost that mood, that was a very dejecting moment for me. Like that
Yeah,
was very sad.
exactly. I think that is worse than, not getting a reply from the internship where you want to do in a
Oh,
firm.
that's definitely for me. Not getting a reply is not
Exactly.
that
And,
that never
doing
bothered
a
me.
lot of hard work for a moot or even a mediation competition and then not just winning or just making up to that level is something that hurts the most. Because you're like,
Right,
okay, I've worked a lot and you're not getting anything. But I think the experience matters, right?
right.
Exactly. So if I would just ask you as to lawyer is equal to what?
Lawyer, that's a very heavy question.
Exactly.
Right. Okay, so I think that, right now I might not be in a position to answer it correctly or do justice to this word because I am still exploring it,
Yeah.
right? But I think lawyer is what a loyalty. Lawyer is more than holding a brief for of a client, right? He's much more than that. Despite holding holding a brief of a client, he or she has a at the most and very supreme, I'd say, responsibility towards the court.
Yeah.
Lawyers should assist the court in
Okay.
every manner.
Then you need to tell me the area of expertise of yours.
Yeah, currently I am working in dispute resolution, right? Focused on commercial transactions, right? Civil litigation and arbitration, right? Currently I'm exploring this, but I don't know what life has for me, right? Sooner or later
Yeah,
I'll figure it
where
out.
it all takes you there. So,
Right.
like, for example, like you are a lawyer right now, practicing lawyer, but if not law, then what other sort of profession you would have gone for?
Engineer, because my dad is an engineer.
Oh,
As simple as that. As simple as that.
engineering.
No, no.
You
Right.
didn't even took a second to reply this question, right?
Obviously.
Oh
Yeah.
God.
Obviously.
Okay. But you ended up doing law.
I told you now because of my friend.
Okay.
That Raghav just told me do law, I did law.
And like how it feels like, litigating in district courts or tribunals. What's that sort of experience? Any particular word for that?
And I'd say it's amazing. I'd say it's
Amazing.
amazing. Yeah, yeah. It gives you thrill daily. It has challenges for you daily.
I think
You and I'd
litigation is
say
something that fascinates you now.
right, yeah, obviously. Because in litigation, no, you'll have challenges like every hour. Every hour you have something new. It's not a day. It's an on an hourly basis. You
Okay,
have okay, boss. Now I have to do this. I have to do that.
okay.
Right. Yeah.
That's good to know. So I think we are done with the rapid fire now. You actually quickly answered those questions. And I must say, when I asked you about your profession and changing your profession, I think you didn't even took a nanosecond to reply that.
Right.
Exactly. So let me just ask you a very important question now, because the viewers are going to watch this video. They'll surely have this question in mind as to you're working with Rav and Rav Associates. So what's the process of recruitment in that firm? Like if someone wants to apply for an internship, so what's the
Okay,
procedure?
so I'll tell you, currently we are hiring, right? Currently we have two vacancies. Okay, with no promotion and all, because currently we have, so I'm telling you, right? And obviously our firm has a practice of absorbing people, right? We have a homegrown system, right? You do internship with us, right, on a assessment basis. Then your performance will be assessed, and if you are if all things went well, then you will be recruited, right? That's a with the assessment. We don't have a direct recruitment process. That's a homegrown process we have for everyone. I think that's fair and square. That's for everyone.
Okay. And what about the internship?
For internships, I'd say you need to apply at least 3 to 4 months back, right,
Okay.
from the desired time period. And when internship, and this is a message for everyone in general, that whenever you apply for internships, right, the cover letter you are writing, now what nowadays what people are doing, and obviously this is from the helping point of view, that whatever you have written in your CV, you cut copy that particular thing in your cover letter, right? That's not how it should be. See, understand the process, that there is a team, there is a firm, right? And the firm is getting 100 and 200 internship applications. So do you really think that they'll, what do you say, they'll cover every other thing, or they'll read everything? No, that's not the thing, right? So you should be very precise, and that's your trait as a lawyer should be, that you should be convincing enough that in a few words you have just told everyone, you have expressed yourself.
Okay. So I think you've actually given a sort of piece of advice for those who are going to actually apply to your firm for the internship,
Right,
right? Or the assessment internships for sure. So I
right.
think we've in a way covered a lot in your interview. And I must say, being a young professional, you have a lot of experience, you have a lot of stories, because I still remember the time I actually, approached you for an interview. You clearly said that I don't have something, or I have not done something till now to which, you should ask me for an interview.
Yeah, obviously.
However,
Yeah,
the time
I
is
think
such that you should have a great story. And I must say that you really have a great story. Your college life, the experiences of yours. And you know what? Like from your story of getting an internship at Rub and Rub and continuing working there for a long period of time, and right now you're an associate at that firm. This actually shows that you should have a consistency. It doesn't matter how many numbers of internships you're doing. It matters like how constant you are in that internship, and you end up, doing a job over that firm. And you're an
right.
example
So
for those.
I tell you
Yeah.
one very. I also have a story for that. Right. I have a
Okay.
story for everything. Right. I'll not take much time in that. So I was working with one firm. Again, I'll not name it. I'll working with one firm. I think in my second year or third year. So I think third year or mid of fourth year. Right. And obviously I have applied to a number of places like every other people. So I applied over there. So I got a rejection mail. Right. So I texted Mr. Rab, okay, I received this particular thing. Uh, they rejected my application. So Mr. Rab, I have that message for me with me. So he told me that you are free to join my office whenever you require, whenever you need. Right, it's your call whenever you want to come in. And in my fifth year, when I was getting a PPO from one place, right, I was at that word. So he told me, if you want to work over there, you can go, right? So that's not a, because I discussed everything with him, right? He's more than a boss to me, right? And I'd say he made me what I am today, right?
Exactly.
Right. So I discussed everything with him. So he told me, see, if you want to work with that firm, I'll be more than happy, right? Because you are growing, you have done something in your life, and if you're exploring things, that's very nice. So
Yeah,
I
because
said,
your
see,
story
okay,
has shown us that, if you have consistency, no doubt your relationships with the partners will improvise. And even the partners
okay.
will actually think about your improvisation in life.
See, I tell you, if in any organization you work, that particular organization is like your family, And with utmost fairness, I'd say, whether you work in a small firm or in a big tier firm, right? It's like a family to you because you are spending like substantial amount of time with them. So they know who you are, they know what you think, right? They are like your family. So obviously they'll care for you. In any of the firm, I'd say that.
Yeah, because you've actually shown us that, it's a message for those who are watching this video as to try to work hard in, during your internship period as well, so that your partner gets to know about you as to what quality work you did for them. So that you get
Right.
recommendation letters, you actually build a good relationship with them, and in future you can also work with them.
See, and we as an individual, we as a law student need to understand that end of the day, what matters the most is what value you are adding to that particular team.
Exactly.
In our internship cover letters, we write that if we get an opportunity to work with you, we'll benefit, we'll grow. But see, you understand it's a two-way process. How firm will benefit from you? We are not asking you to give us client. We are not asking you to argue the matter. But we are asking you your sincerity, your dedication, your hard work. Right? Only these things we are asking from you. Right? So the value which you add, that is something that actually matters for any team in any firm. It's always the value addition.
Exactly my point. And you clearly highlighted it in this interview from the beginning itself that, consistency matters, and what value you are adding to the firm also matters a lot. So I think we are done with the interview now. So, sir, any sort of piece of advice for those who are going to watch this video, maybe the law students or the fresh graduates of 2020 and 2021 batch?
Right. So I'll tell you when story or one. Okay, I for that also I have a story. I'm very sorry. Right. So okay. So the thing is, whatever you do in life, something small or something big, right? Do it in a manner. This is the last thing, right? And no one in the entire world can do it better than you. Not as a matter of overconfidence, but as a matter of self-confidence. Right? Okay. If I have done something, I have checked it. This is it. Right? Spend your time with that particular thing. And I did this thing with my moot courts, with my internships, with my work, everywhere. See, if I am submitting something, obviously that particular thing can be that particular thing may or may not have some kind of mistakes. Obviously, there can be X amount of things, but it should reflect that I did my best, right? I tried to give my best, right? And I tell you, people sooner or later recognize that thing, that he or she has done very good in this particular project. We have some of our interns, like obviously when I was an intern and now when we have interns, we also have interns who are working with us continuously from last 4 months. Obviously, due to lockdown, we have that kind of flexibility. Right? So they are working with us. And the question is, why are we having that little intern again with us? Because they are adding value. That is one. Again, they are very sincere in their work. Whatever amount of work whatever we give them, like be it even if it's a job of key, go and get this particular document notarized, right? So these are the things which you should very particular about. You should obviously be particular about, and obviously going back to the Mr. Rakesh sir advice when he told me, "Jo mile jitne mile utne mein khao," right? Because expectations will, I don't know what to say to that.
Exactly. That's a good piece of advice. You're going to watch this video. That as to, hard work is something that you should do every day, every moment, every second. And you should not bother about the results. Though you should bother. But when you're doing hard work, just have faith in yourself that something is there that you're going to achieve, right? So I think you tried to point it out in a very decent manner, that whatsoever you get in your way, because law is something which is, the journey is endless. You never know what happens the very next moment. So it's better to get or take something that is given to you, right? At any point of time, because hard work is something that's going to pay you maybe a lesser
Right.
amount or a bigger amount. But even if you're getting a lesser amount, you should take it. Maybe after that, you're going to get a bigger amount for
See,
sure.
understand, even if you're doing hard work, no, see, you should realize that I have learned this particular thing. You can see, when we were talking earlier, that even if you have done, you have been graduated, you have paid X Y Z amount of school fee or a college fee, you cannot like put in equilibrium with the fact that okay, I have invested this particular amount of money, now I want my returns on that particular amount of money. Right?
Exactly.
That's not a bank. It's not a bank you are dealing with. It's an education you are it's an education thing, right? It's a learning process. It's slow and steady process. You practice
Yeah, that
daily.
is why I said that, law is something which is endless in itself. And you should not expect something all of a sudden. Just do your hard work, just do your duty as to what you're supposed to do. And result will
Right,
come, obviously, right? At the end. Maybe the result can
right,
be good or bad. But at least if you're getting a bad result, at least, you'll learn something from it. So just have that positive attitude and you're gonna succeed for sure. And this is what you've actually explained to the young or the fresh batches of 2020 and 2021, because you're also a fresh graduate of 2020, right?
right. So as
You're
I
an
told you, no, I
inspiration
have
for
nothing.
everyone.
I have done nothing worth interviewing. Right, but
No,
all I
because
have is
I've
some
always
experiences.
said that whatsoever you have done or not, that doesn't matter. Your story, your experience, your expertise matters. And I think your story, your examples, your experiences have actually shown like how consistent you were. And those who are going to watch this video, they can surely have an idea as to you need to be consistent. Like you were also very consistent with that one internship. You did really very hard work. And consequently you got result, right? So I think everyone
Right.
should trust themselves, have faith in yourself, and just do whatever you get. Just go with the flow. You need
And
not to
I'll tell
worry
you,
about anything.
I'll not take much time in that, right? But my whatever journey I had, like over those 4 5 years of education, and now 1 year after the graduation, right? My friends and family played a very important role. Like I can say that whenever in my lows or whenever I needed that kind of advice, there were people standing right behind me to give me that particular advice. Like, okay, this is not working, do that. This is not working, do that. Like I was not getting internships, that's fine, not an issue. Like we'll do moot. Like if you're
Exactly.
not if your papers are not getting published, okay, no problem. We'll do something else. Right. So it's a journey of see, as a lawyer, no, as a law student or as a human being, you should not never forget from where you started and who helped you to reach wherever you are.
Exactly.
Right. That's a very important. So I whenever I say whenever I talk to people, because I have whatever I'm doing is because of people who supported me throughout. Right.
Yeah.
Be it financially, be it mentally, or be it in a manner. Okay, this mood is not happening. Okay, I can't go in that particular mood because of those particular funds constraints. Okay, so we'll help you out. You go, you too.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So there are people who always help you, and obviously, whenever you walk that kind of a road, you'll find like-minded people. Right.
Exactly. And you should build some good connections with them, because
Obviously.
yeah, life is a big journey. Like life is endless. The journey is endless, right? So like whomsoever you meet, just try to be in a good relation with that person. Just try to help that person out. If that person is helping you in return, just make sure you make a good use of it, right? The best
Okay.
use
So
of it.
I forget to mention two people. Okay, so I'm really sorry. My roommates, right? Two people are my roommates, Mohit and Vinam, right? I tell you, we took a flat in like we are not staying in hall. We didn't stay in hostel for quite long. So whenever after college I do go to do internships and I go to do go. I was preparing for moot and all kind of stuff. So they very like getting very upfront and being very nice roommates to me. They said, okay, you do this thing, we'll manage household things. Right,
Great.
we'll get we'll get groceries. Like you don't worry about the XYZ things, we'll manage it for you. Right,
Exactly.
you just need to pay your share, responsibility is ours. So obviously that helped me a lot. Always
You were
all these
lucky
people helped
enough
me a
to
lot.
actually get, these kind of roommates. So in a way, it's a message for everyone. Like, apart from this interview, that this was a very formal conversation, but you have actually ended up in a very informal note that, the people whom you live with or interact with plays a very major role in your journey, right? So be it your
Right.
roommate, be it your classmate, be it your friends or something like that. Each and every person has something to do with your hard work. So just make sure you try
Absolutely.
to help everyone, right?
Right.
So I
Right.
think we have actually ended up the session on a very optimistic manner and on a very positive manner. So I'll again take a moment to thank you for accepting this invitation and coming to my channel for this
Right.
sort of informative interview. Thank you so much for
Thank you so
that.
much. And I thank you so much for having me despite I'm with no experience in nothing, right?
Doesn't
So thank you
matter.
for allowing me to speak to your audience, right? Obviously, whatever I have said in this interview on the discussion, that is my personal opinion, right?
Exactly.
That is not a grand norm for anyone, right? Those are the exceptions, right? Like every section has an exception or a proviso.
Yeah,
So that's my story, right? So obviously, caveated with that, obviously everyone has their own journey, right?
exactly.
And all the best to everyone, right? And thank you so much for
Thank you
having
so
me,
much.
right? Right.